the monster of world is return. Yes, I'm talking about 2026, Kawasaki W650. Okay, I'm ready to start this episode. You are ready, I confirmed for you. It is absolutely earth-shattering that Kawasaki has actually dared to resurrect the legendary W650 nameplate in 2026, a move that feels like a glitch in the Matrix, because nobody saw this coming. We all thought the W800 was the final word. But the return of the 650cc engine is a shock that has left the entire industry reeling in disbelief. It feels like a miraculous timeline correction, bringing back the perfect engine size that purists have been screaming for. And to see it sitting on showroom floors today, alongside electric scooters, is nothing short of a hallucination. The most jaw-dropping feature of the 2026 W651 that actually defies all modern logic is the return of the functional Kickstarter. It is absolute madness that a major manufacturer in 2026 would spend the money to engineer a kickstart mechanism for a fuel-injected bike, but they did it. It is a level of tactile engagement that is completely extinct. And the feeling of kicking this engine to life makes you feel like a god. It shocks bystanders every single time, leaving them wondering if you were riding a brand new bike or a mint-condition relic from 1968. The engine itself features the iconic bevel gear drive for the camshaft, and it is shocking how much more intricate and jewel-like it looks on the W650 compared to anything else on the road. Seeing that chrome vertical shaft spinning is hypnotic. It is a piece of engineering art that belongs in a Swiss watch, not a motorcycle. The fact that Kawasaki kept this expensive, complex mechanism just for the sake of history and beauty, rather than using a cheap chain drive, is a shocking testament to their dedication to the W soul. What is truly startling is the character of this 650cc engine. It is not just a smaller W800. It is a completely different animal that shocks you with its zest. It is a square engine design that loves to rev, feeling far more playful and energetic than its bigger brother. The throttle response is snappy and urgent, delivering a shocking amount of fun in the mid-range that makes you want to attack corners rather than just cruise. It feels alive and eager, a stark contrast to the lazy, heavy feeling of most modern retro clones. The fake carburetors on this bike are a masterclass in deception that will leave you rubbing your eyes in disbelief. Kawasaki has hidden the modern fuel injection system inside throttle bodies that look exactly like vintage constant velocity carburetors, complete with float bowls and vacuum caps. It is shocking how committed they were to the illusion. Even seasoned mechanics have to look twice to realize it's actually a high-tech, emissions-compliant system. It is a special magic trick that keeps the vintage vibe perfectly intact. You will be absolutely floored by the weight difference. The 2026 W650 feels shockingly light and agile. Compared to the W800, it handles with a flickability that defies its steel construction, dancing through traffic and corners with the grace of a much smaller bike. It is a mystery how they managed to make it feel so nimble without sacrificing stability. But the result is a handling package that shocks you with its confidence and ease, making it perhaps the best handling retro bike ever made. The sound of the 2026 W650 is another shock to the senses, because it produces a unique mechanical wear from the bevel drive that mixes with the exhaust note to create a symphony. It doesn't just sound like an engine, it sounds like a complex machine working in harmony. The exhaust note is raspier and more aggressive than you would expect, a shocking auditory delight that makes you want to keep the revs high just to hear it sing. If you tap your fingernail on the fenders or side covers, the sound of ringing steel will shock you, because we have been conditioned to expect plastic everywhere. In 2026, the W650 is built like a tank, using high-gauge metal for almost every body panel, which is an absolute anomaly in today's manufacturing world. The feeling of solidity and permanence this creates is shocking. It feels like a bike built to last 100 years, not a disposable consumer product. The paint quality on the tank is so deep and lustrous, it looks like liquid glass, a finish that is shockingly superior to bikes costing twice as much. The two-tone schemes with hand-applied pinstripes are not just stickers under clear coat. They feel like layers of history. It is a special level of craftsmanship that makes you afraid to touch it. Yet you cannot look away. It captures the light in a way that makes the bike look like a moving jewel. The instrument cluster is a delightful shock, completely rejecting the digital TFT trend to give us two proper, independent analog clocks that stand tall and proud. Watching real needles sweep across a dial is a joy we didn't realize we missed until now. And the font used as a direct callback to the classic Smith's gauges. It is shocking that Kawasaki resisted the urge to put a cheap screen on this bike, proving they understand that some things should never be digitized. The comfort of the flat loaf seat is startling. It looks like a simple slab of foam, yet it offers a shocking amount of support for all-day riding. It allows you to slide back and tuck in, or slide forward and command the bars, offering a versatility that modern step seats completely lack. It is a special design that prioritizes rider freedom over aggressive styling, and your backside will be shocked by how good it feels. After 3 hours on the road, the suspension of the 2026 W650 performs a magic trick, looking like primitive vintage shocks, but delivering a ride quality that is shockingly plush and controlled. It absorbs bumps that would shatter your spine on a sport bike, yet it doesn't wallow or bounce in corners. It is a special balance that suggests Kawasaki spent a fortune, tuning these simple components to perfection, providing a magic carpet ride that feels totally out of place on a bike that looks this old. Braking performance is another area where the W650 shocks you, as the front disc brake offers a bite and feel that is completely modern. Despite looking vintage, the integration of the ABS is so subtle that it is invisible to the eye, hiding the tone rings and sensors in a way that is shocking engineering wizardry. It gives you the confidence to ride hard in 2026 traffic, while looking like you stepped out of 1966. The 2026 W650 is a customization platform that is shockingly perfect. The subframe and layout are so clean that it begs to be modified. It is special because it takes almost no effort to turn it into a world-class scrambler or cafe racer. The aftermarket support is already exploding because everyone is shocked by how versatile this chassis is. It is a bike that can change its identity to match your mood, which is a rare and special trait. The transmission is so smooth, it feels like it is operating on telepathy, which is a shock for a transmission. Attached to such a vintage-style engine, the gears click into place with a mechanical satisfaction that is addictive. And the positive neutral finder is a Kawasaki magic trick that shocks new riders with how easy it is to stop. It removes all the clunky, difficult aspects of vintage riding while keeping all the charm. The center stand comes standard, which is a shocking value add. In an era where manufacturers charge extra for everything, it makes the bike look complete and makes maintenance a breeze. Seeing the bike propped up on its center stand is a special sight. It looks regal and poised, a proper motorcycle stance that side stands just can't replicate. The lighting is a stunning blend of eras, using a large round headlight lens that looks traditional, but projects a beam that is shockingly bright and wide. It cuts through the night with modern LED intensity, which is a massive surprise given the retro housing. It is special because it means you don't have to compromise safety for style. You get the best of both worlds in a package that looks untouched by time. Fuel efficiency on the 2026 W650 is absolutely staggering. The bike sips fuel in a way that makes you wonder if the gauge is broken. It is shocking that an engine this fun can be this frugal, giving it a range that allows for serious touring. It is a special practical benefit that makes the W650 a genuine daily rider candidate, not just a weekend toy. The cool factor of this bike is off the charts. It attracts people like a magnet, and it is shocking how many people will argue with you that it must be an antique. Riding it makes you a celebrity at every stoplight. It is special because it bridges the gap between generations. Grandfathers love it, and teenagers think it's the ultimate hipster machine. It unites riders in a way that is truly heartwarming. Ultimately, the 2026 Kawasaki W650 is the most shocking motorcycle of the decade because it proves that soul is more important than specs. It defies the obsession with horsepower and technology to deliver a pure, unadulterated riding experience that leaves you trembling with joy. It is a special, miraculous machine that shouldn't exist in 2026, but thank heavens it does because it reminds us exactly why we fell in love with motorcycles in the first place.